I hope you already know by now, bro, that being called a nice guy is not a good thing. I hope you know by heart that being a nice guy leads to rejection. Girls don't want you. Girls want an asshole. But why? What's wrong with being nice? Let's take a look at this checklist and figure out together. Passive aggressiveness. Expressing anger or resentment indirectly rather than addressing issues directly. Nice guys have issues expressing their anger, their resentment, and their emotions in general because it's not nice. It's too risky for them to rock the boat. It's too risky for them to upset someone. It's not aligned with their nice guy narrative. How this comes out? I will tell you a story about a girl that I met few years back. I liked this girl and I wanted to take her out, but I couldn't express it directly. So I invited her to go to an escape room during the day. So I dressed up, showed up. She dressed up casually, like on a friendly date. I got pissed. I was resentful, but I didn't tell anything. We went for a date. It didn't feel like a date. I brought her home. Next time I invited her for drinks, but I didn't pick her up. I told her to come to my place and then I will drive from there because she lived far away. Not very romantic move either. So we met, she came all dressed up, we went for a drink, we had a drink, it was very platonic, we were standing really far away from each other, no bodily escalations, no touching, just very friendly evening. Then we went to a club, we were having another drink, but I never dared to touch her, I never dared to express interest. And then she started to dance with a guy that I know. He was there in the club, we said hi to each other, and she was more interested in him. I started feeling resentful, I started feeling angry, but I didn't do anything. I was smiling and pretending that I'm cool. But I felt that anger inside me, and knowing that she's behind me dancing with the guy that I know, I couldn't take it anymore. I went to the bathroom, I felt so bad, I felt so low, so I decided just to bounce. I left, came back home, went to sleep, woke up to a message, "Hey, where are you? I couldn't find you in the club." And I messaged her, "Sorry, I had to leave. Hope you enjoyed the rest of your night." Total beta move. Passive aggressive message, passive aggressive action. And as you understand, bro, I never seen that girl again. She never replied to me anymore, ever. I fucked it up completely. Entitlement. Believing that being nice entitles them to romantic or sexual attention. I really don't know where's this coming from, but I believed it worked that way. If I'm nice, if I'm not an asshole, I'm entitled to a romantic relationship with some girl that I liked. It sounds like a complete nonsense for me right now, but I used to believe it was true. That was a girl that I met a long time ago. I was hitting on that girl and I offered to pick her up from the airport. She was landing back from somewhere and I went there. I waited for 15 minutes, she's not there. I waited for 20 minutes, she's not there. Half an hour, not there. 45 minutes, not there. 1 hour, not there. Still waiting. After nearly 2 hours, she showed up and I was still waiting. So I waited for those 2 hours for that girl to drive her home, hoping to get late. I was being nice and I thought that alone would entitle me to have sex with her. Wrong. Manipulative behavior. Using acts of kindness to manipulate others into giving them what they want. Nice guys believe that being nice is their superpower and they use it and abuse it as they please. They also learned that it's a great way to manipulate someone into doing something or giving them what they want. How can you say no to a nice act from a nice guy? Coming back to a story with a girl that I waited for 2 hours. That was an act of manipulation. I wanted sex from her and I was willing to extend my kindness and niceness by waiting for nearly 2 hours to use it later as manipulation. I waited. I was here for you. I'm nice. That didn't work. Lack of boundaries. Difficulty in asserting personal boundaries and respecting others' boundaries. Boundaries don't exist for nice guys. Not with themselves, not with others. If I don't have my boundaries, I believe others don't have them either. This must be the logic behind it. And as a nice guy, I did not have them. People could step on me or use me for their advantage, and so on. I used to have a friend. He's not my friend anymore because he tried and did abuse me a lot of time. Let me tell you how. I called him a flower guy because he started a flower business. He ordered these big boxes, he colored roses into different colors and started selling them in those boxes. But he couldn't fulfill his creative part. He couldn't take pictures for the website. And he used to be good with pictures, so he was calling me all the time to hang out, take pictures of his products. 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, I was saying like, all right, yeah, I'll do that. But I didn't want to do it for free. I didn't want to do it. I could hang out with him, but not taking pictures. And I couldn't do it. I was resentful, I was getting angry, but I never said that. So in the end of the day, I somehow stopped showing up and he never spoke to me again. That was an example of someone overstepping my boundaries that I didn't have for a fact. It had to end at some point. Martyr complex. Feeling victimized or resentful when efforts to be nice aren't reciprocated as expected. Let's come back again to a story with that chick that I waited for 2 hours. When she finally showed up, I felt like she wasn't really happy with my act of niceness. She was more shocked by the fact that I didn't leave. I'm sure it disgusted her. Do I have anything else to do in life? When we arrived to her place, she said she was tired and was gonna sleep straight away. I didn't even come up that night. Guess how I felt? Victimized, furious. Life is unfair for nice guys. Codependency, seeking validation and self-worth through approval and attention from others. This is a big one. It's like having no core inside. I always needed some sort of approval or attention when it came to girls and romantic relationships. It was bad. I couldn't stay a day without a girl I dated. It felt like I didn't have my own life or didn't exist without. So I used to date this girl. And I used to meet her after work. Even if she was coming late at night, I was waking up, going there, showing up as a surprise and leaving home with her. She was in uniform, she was tired, but I still didn't think about it. I just wanted to see her. I wanted to spend time with her. Now I know that that was probably uncomfortable for her and she couldn't say that either, that she wanted to rest, she wanted her own space. But I was just sticking to her like a glue. And I remember she was sick and I came to visit her and I stayed with her for 3 days without leaving her house. And once I was back home, I felt empty again. Emotional unavailability, avoiding vulnerability and genuine emotional connections in relationships. Nice guys are cut off from their emotions. In general, all men are, but nice guys have more emotions to hide. It is true when it comes to emotional connections in relationships as well. I used to be afraid to say how I feel towards someone when I was dating because generally I felt fear of losing them or fear of being rejected. That's why I never offered a relationship or to be a boyfriend and girlfriend in the first place because I was afraid to express anything I had inside. That was the clear sign of me being cut off from my emotions and being unable to be vulnerable. Being able to say, I feel afraid that you might leave me. I want us to be together or something like that. Unresolved anger, holding on to resentment or bitterness, especially towards those they perceive as not appreciating their niceness. Let's go back again to a story with a chick that I waited for 2 hours. Remember how I felt when I drove her home and she just left home to sleep? All this anger and bitterness bottle up. They don't go anywhere. They stay inside waiting to be released in a form of breakdown or tantrum. And this is very dangerous. Anger stays unresolved. If unexpressed, it stays there for years. Lack of self-awareness, difficulty in recognizing and acknowledging their own flaws and shortcomings. Usually nice guys feel like they are all perfect. Everything is good with me. I'm such a nice guy. This is the world that's unfair to me and everyone else that didn't reciprocate my niceness. But I'll keep doing what I'm doing, ignoring my own flaws. External validation seeking. Seeking validation and approval primarily from external sources rather than from within. These symptoms come out of all of the above. Having no core and not feeling self-worthy makes nice guys seek validation and approval from outside. Regardless, anything. It felt like I never truly knew what I wanted. Every vacation I had coming up, I had no idea where to travel and always relied on other people's ideas. I was a follower. I never had enough strength to generate my own plan in anything. It felt like I had nothing to express from within. Therefore, I was always looking for external validation. Have you recognized yourself? How many points have you checked on your list? Let me know in the comments, bro, and let's have a conversation.